Chairman of the Southern Governors Forum, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu, yesterday warned that any political party that fields a northern candidate in the 2023 presidential election will lose. Akeredolu said that the governors in the southern part of the country are determined to ensure that the next president comes from the south. The Ondo State governor said this during a courtesy visit to members of Power Rotation Movement led by its chairman Dr. Pugu Bitrus, who also doubles as the chairman of the Middle Belt Forum. Other members of the group include co-chairman General Collins Ihiakere, retired, representing the Ohanaeze Ndigbo, National Organizing Secretary of Afenifere Abagun Kole Omololu, representative of the Yoruba Council of Elders Mr. Ayodele Oni, National Publicity Secretary of Afenifere Mr. Jaye Ajayi, National Publicity Secretary of PANDEF Mr. Ken Robinson, and National Coordinator of Power Shift Movement and 40 Million Ballots Mr. Kennedy Iyere. Akeredolu, who said those pushing against the power rotation are tinkering with the existence of Nigeria. In his words, in about 2 or 3 meetings, we have come out and declared that power must move to the south. Only a party that is determined to lose will field a northern candidate. You are now a movement of members of political parties coming together. What we stand for is fair and equitable power rotation. The only thing fair is that after 8 years in the north, it should come to the south. Some of us believe in one Nigeria that is fair and equitable. We have a reason for it, and it can be defended. Some people have argued that the presidency should be based on competence. Are they saying there are no competent ones in the south? My brother, governors from the south are determined. Whoever we picked, for as long as it is south, will support him. We're saying the president must come from the south. There are people who merit it in the south, southeast, and southwest. I also support your approach. If you are able to mobilize the youth and do not allow the election to be rigged, then we'll win. You should also get our women to support us. Earlier, the chairman of the movement, Dr. Beatrice, said that the movement is passionate about power rotation to the south. Beatrice said, "We are passionate believers that power should rotate in this country and should move from the north to the south. We launched the 40 million ballot movement. That's the sensitization of the youth. We launched it for our youth to key in. Leaders in the South and Middle Belt met in Abuja and agreed that power should rotate to the South, and the South should move against any party that fields any candidate outside the southern part of the country." Rotimi Akeredolu is the chairman of the Southern Governors Forum. He's the one who is stating that what they've decided is that any party, any political party that fields a northern candidate, they should just know that they've lost. In the forthcoming general election, 2023, it's not long to go from now. You know, INEC has fixed a date. The date is February 2023. So we have barely a year to that election, and very soon INEC will release timetable, and the electioneering period would say has kicked off with campaigning, and those who are running parties will begin to do all they need to do. Ahead of all of these activities, Rotimi Akeredolu is stating that any party that picks a northern candidate, they should just know that they've set up themselves for failure. And you know, when this argument has been coming up about we don't need rotation, we don't need zoning, it's competency we need. Fair enough, everybody needs competency, nobody's against competency. But what Akeredolu is asking here is that those arguing or bringing in competency, are they saying that there are no competent persons in the southern part of the country, the whole southern part, so south, southeast, southwest? That is truly unbelievable. That if we're talking about anything like justice and equity, that the North would have done their 8 years by next year, 2023. So it's now the turn of the South. The presidency should come here. But one thing with politicians, personal interest overrides majority of the things they do. That is why we even see this cross carpeting that they do. They are one political party. If they're not getting their personal interest, if they're not being, if they're not satisfied, if it's not in going their way, then they jump ship, they move to the other side. So they're not even considering the people, and sometimes they betray one another. These southern governors, from this meeting, they had a couple of meetings last year, and it was in one of their meetings they also decided that there should be a ban on open grazing. If we take a look at all of the governors from the south that have actually honored that decision, that resolution that they made, that there should be ban on open grazing, not all of them have actually done that. Some have been playing games, giving reasons why they will not do it, or it's already in existence in their state, one reason or the other, and they decided in that meeting. So, and from that alone, we're already seeing that and these guys will betray one another. So come 2023, regarding what Akeredolu is stating, that any party that does not field northern candidate, we already know that they will betray one another. But if they really go by, if southern governors can stick to what they've stated, if all of them work together, I mean they'll be able to they would achieve what they want. Because the big question that Akeredolu put out there, if you're talking about competency, are you saying that there are no competent persons in the south? There are competent people in the south, so that is not a question. So if they are stating that I should go to the south, then we'll talk about competency from there, not coming back again to the north. Because for some reasons, the north, they don't want to let go power. They don't want to let go power. They want to remain in power, and continue the style of leadership that President Muhammadu Buhari has been operating. Buhari's government is as though he's just the president for the North. Anything that has to do with the North, anything that touches the North, he speaks out. He does something about it. But if it's other parts of the country, he does as though he doesn't understand, or that is when he goes mute. Very shocking and very surprising. We'll see how all of this plays out. Arrangements are already in place. A movement has been set up, and this movement is chaired by Dr. Beatrice. He's passionate about the movement and is the one insisting that power must rotate to the south. So they've launched 40 million ballot movements, and they are doing all they can sensitization of the youth, for the youth to key in, because they know that the youth, they have a major role to play, the youth and women. Wow, 2023, any party with northern candidates will lose. Let's hear your thoughts. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe till I come your way again with more updates. Bye.